So, programming on the box. This has to do with Flanagan's House on a Haunted Hill. Some of you know I went back and I've been watching it again. There's some lesser magic in here as well. The same actually applies to the Midnight Club that he knocked out. It's not fantastic. It's pretty on the nose, but the truth community doesn't know this shit, and it's in the later episodes if you're curious. The reason I'm not spelling it out for you is one, I don't remember the exact episode. I think it was 7 or 8. I think either way, but I want you guys to be invested enough to try to figure shit out. And if people were doing that, I would spell these things out. I will say this: this is episode 9 of Haunted. What was it? Haunting at Hill House. So what I was going to spit out is any haunted house movies, if they're well financed and well publicized, typically speaking, our masters have had their hands in it. So what you're going to get is the age-old themes having to do with the mother and the father. In other words, the sacred feminine or the sacred masculine, usually a combination of both. They usually take on the same fucking roles again and again and again. One of the prime examples is 1999's The Matrix. You got the Oracle and you got the Architect. And that's it, it's very, quite literally black and white. It's on the nose in terms of how they work with one another, the process they facilitate. So when I say the mother, I'm talking about Satan El. I'm talking about Saturn El. I'm talking about motherfucking Earth. When I'm talking about the father, I'm talking about Baal El Allah or Jupiter. Talk about Father Sky. Again, it's a dualistic system. It's a binary system. This is why people are being trained to repeat the opposite of that. Either way, we're not supposed to understand what reflects reality, and everything that people rattle off is supposed to be shit. That's the goal. It's part of what our masters want. And it's because they're doing away with, you could think of genuine humans, so to speak. And there's going to be a merging of man with machine and blah, 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 blah. So back to point. Season 1, only one season, and episode 9. You got that gal, she's playing the mother. The father's not in this scene. They're talking about rocks falling from the sky, black little rocks falling from the sky. And if you listen closely, it's pretty fucking telling. The other thing is she's talking to a maid, essentially, a housekeeper that they have hired on that lives a ways away from the house. Either way. And a moment ago, the housekeeper mentioned that in the Bible, rocks fall from the sky and they weigh as much as, I think she said a talent, or a talon. You can double check that. It's not something I'm familiar with, but the weight given in the show, because this character asks, because people like myself don't know these things. Yeah, she says it's about 75 pounds. So imagine 75-pound rocks falling from the sky, essentially. Here, I'll hit play. Listen closely. Pardon me.
I'd had the hardest, darkest feelings of my whole young life that day. And I just shot them up at the sky. And somehow those feelings came together up there in the atmosphere and fell right back down on me. When Daddy died, I made it rain rocks.
Did you hear that?
These things make...
So she does say daddy. Remember, it's the father figure. There's a lot of incestuous horse shit associated with how the wandering stars work and what they relate to as well. It's tricky. And it's not something that's spelled out it's not something that's spelled out. But you'll hear things like this in the programming. Another example of lesser magic is what you find in the Doors song, The End. And you think about what Jim allegedly wrote, having to do with the son and what he does to the mother. It's shiesty shit. It's a story for another day. But lesser magic nonetheless. You know, when the sky falls after the father has been... You picking up what I'm putting down? Most people probably aren't. Another thing to rattle off. Oh, I'm going to run out of fucking time. God damn it.